Ladies and gentlemen, may I have your attention, please? Good evening.
Let's get it started in here.
Welcome home. You're listening to the best non-professional advice show on the planet, on your home for overnight low-back session. This is the Stock, Jock, and Roll Show on daytradingradio.com.
Yeah.
Money never sleeps, pal.
Trading stocks, futures, options on futures, and retail off-exchange foreign currency transactions involves substantial risk of loss and is not suitable for all investors. You should carefully consider whether trading is suitable for you in light of your circumstances, knowledge, and financial resources. You may lose all or more of your initial investment. Opinions, market data, and recommendations are subject to change at any time.
And good evening, everybody. This is the Stock, Jock, and Roll Show on daytradingradio.com. It is 9 p.m., 9:03 p.m. Eastern Time. This is Charlie, your host, coming to you from Dallas, Texas, where it's 8:03 p.m. We're having, I am having apparently some internet packet issues tonight with my upload speed, and it's causing some bandwidth problems on the site. So if it cuts in and out here, we may have to cut off the show if it gets too bad. But hey, good evening, Hoover in the chat room. Jimbo in the chat room. Good evening, sir. RPM, thanks for trying to help me out. I have an appointment set with Time Warner for this Sunday at 2 o'clock for them to come swing on by, and maybe they can fix this upload issue I'm having. Download speed's great. Upload, not very pretty. So don't know, but maybe it's got something to do with this. Well, let's see here.
Practically standing still now. They've dropped ropes out of the nose of the ship, and it's been taken a hold up down on the field by a number of men.
While we're at new highs in the market,
just enough to keep it.
There's calls for, once again, the Hindenburg omen. Yes, new highs and the Hindenburg omen. Front page news. If you go to marketwatch.com. How many times have we seen that over the last 3 to 4 years on all-time highs? The Hindenburg omen. Here's Market Watch. Top thing, the Hindenburg omen cries bear market again. Who knows? At some point, one of these times they will be right. Is it this time? I have no idea or care. But someone always wants to call a top in the market. All right. Good evening, everybody. RPM. Oh, might be. Hold on, RPM. I'll have to get that for you. Let me bring Jeff in. Send Jeff an invite. Got a lot of things to cover tonight. Pretty much like most shows, we probably won't get everything in. So sent Jeff an invite, wait for him to come on. But yeah, new highs again in the market. While some things are not acting well, there are a lot of things that are doing quite well. like the banks, the biotechs, some retail, semiconductors. They're all doing well. Apple stumbled on Monday. Some say an Apple flash crash. And there's some momentum stocks not doing well. We all know oil's not doing well. And even the good old brands Coca-Cola and Pepsi stunk it up today. Hey, good evening, Jeff.
Good evening. Do you have me?
I do have you.
Excellent.
I don't know if we'll have any issues between each other with my bandwidth problem, but hopefully it resolved itself. I'm going to do another speed test here and see if anything improved. Begin the test.
Hey Hoover, how are you, buddy?
Hoover's always...
You just do the same troubleshooting I do, Charlie. Just reboot.
Yeah, I did that a few times. Unplugged the modem, kicked it a few times, took it, turned it upside down.
I was gonna say it's number 2 on that checklist would be to kick it.
My upload speed's back, so maybe we won't have a problem now.
I think RPM just threw some pixie dust on it.
RPM, did you hack into my PC here? I think RPM. I went to RPM for the problem, and he was trying to give me all this, things I needed to do, which I have to tell RPM, I'm a trader, not an IT tech guy.
Looking glass tests. Does that mean we're going to end up going down the rabbit hole?
And fast.
We do that every week anyway, so it wouldn't be anything different.
Well, apparently my upload speed is back, so hopefully we don't have an issue. It's pretty funny. I tweeted I was having Time Warner cable internet issues, and I was on the phone with them, and they couldn't resolve it. And the earliest they gave me an appointment was for this Sunday from 2 to 3. I took it. I won't be here because I'm going to probably be in St. Louis this weekend. But, figured take the appointment and then maybe call tomorrow during the day and see if I can get it expedited up to tomorrow or something. But it was funny. Then I get a tweet from AT&T, and their tweet was like, "Hey, Prolonged Wealth, why don't you try a reliable internet service? You deserve Uverse." And they gave me a link and score $100 reward.
And that is where we are at in the world of social media and advertising, folks.
That pretty funny. So hopefully, anyway, our issues are resolved. But yeah, there's a lot of stuff tonight to talk about. We haven't caught up in a couple of weeks with the break last week at Thanksgiving. And I made my first Robinhood trade today, and took a little video clips of the app itself. We'll play here in a little bit on this little iPad mini that I got for Black Friday. And I ended up getting my iPad mini from Staples. So we'll probably have to go look at the Staples stock tonight.
Might not be a bad idea.
Yeah, I've already looked at Time Warner Cable because, this is how we find our stocks. We live in an everyday world with them, and then we trade them. And so I was mad at Time Warner, thinking, man, I just need to short their stock. I just got to go short their stock. And then I go pull up the chart and go, wow, looks like Time Warner might have a possible breakout here. I'm not shorting that. And then AT&T, tries to tell me to join them. So I'm like, well, that made me happy. Let's go look at the AT&T stock. So I go over and I look at AT&T. And that stock was down big the last 3 days and looks like it's a short. Although I wouldn't chase it down here as a short. But So that makes me have to go now with the iPad Mini from Staples. And what is their ticker symbol? Staples. STPLS, something like that. Let me just spell it out. Staples. Does that get it? SPLS. And Staples is at a 52-week high today. Like a lot of things are getting today. So we had another new high in the market today, Jeff. Once again,
I saw that.
52-week high. And if you go to marketwatch.com, you know how we always go there after we have new highs in the market, and usually they're trying to tell us the world is going to end, and they're doing it again. It's the Hindenburg omen on marketwatch.com.
Well, see, what they don't seem to realize, I guess, is the market doesn't run on hydrogen.
Good thing it doesn't run on oil either right now.
Yeah. Hey, I saw in North Dakota oil hit $50 a barrel.
Wow.
I'm not really sure how that was specific to North Dakota, but just a quick glance headline I saw earlier.
Well, here in Texas, we only care about Texas crude.
Well, and that's funny that you mentioned that, because speaking of Market Watch, I also saw this, which I just found. Old T-Boone Pickens
natural gas
predicts return to $100 a barrel.
I'm long. Get long tomorrow. USO. Here we go. T-Boone speaks. Oh, yeah, I do see it. T-Boone Pickens predicts $100 a barrel. Well, yeah, that's not too hard of a prediction, really, because you probably think that may happen over the next, at some point, oil is probably going to rebound back towards $100.
Yeah, I don't see it staying at these levels.
Some people think it. I've seen calls for like $35 a barrel, which is like half of what it would be now. But they're just people making calls. If you'd said, so let me actually go pull up. Let me go pull up CL here real quick. I have NQ. What is CL trading at? That's the CL. That's the December contract. Yeah, January contract here.
RPM threw some info out there for you on your connection, Charlie.
I'll have to look at it a little bit. Up here to go. Send the alien RPM to my house. I've got a closet he can hang in while we test this out. I can't even read my own chart here on this screen. Let me come back over here. 6770 barrel right now in the January CL contract. So if it were to go to, if you had to say, is it going to go to $35 or $100? Which one would be first? I'd go with T-Boone Pickens.
Yeah, looking at that chart, I think I would too.
I actually got burnt a little bit on the oil trade. I know a few weeks ago we were talking about to keep your eye on it, and look to get in, and I actually got in XLE. And last week when I was during Thanksgiving is when it really, what do they call it? It was Black Friday, was the same as the Black Friday Oil Friday. And I was kind of, occupied at the beach in Florida, not really paying much attention to the market. And XLE dropped on Wednesday before Thanksgiving below this trend line, which would have signaled me to get out. But I was busy because I was on vacation. Note to myself, don't ever do that again when you're holding positions. You've got to monitor them every day. And, well, on Friday morning, woke up and my oil trade was, down like 5%. So I'm kind of in the hole and hope T-Boone will pull me out of the barrel, per se. Although XLE recovered okay, and like ExxonMobil recovered okay in the gap, so I'm hoping this gap in XLE will eventually close here. And but anyway, that's trading for you.
So no Black Gold Friday for you.
No, but I did score my iPad mini on Black Friday. That was my Black Friday goal. My only shopping goal this year was to score an iPad mini. I had no intentions of ever buying an Apple product. However, with this Robinhood broker that we got into a couple weeks ago and got the account funded, you have to have right now an iPhone app or an iPad app. You have to use basically an app off the iPhone or your iPad in order to access Robinhood. Well, I didn't have an iPad. Wasn't going to go get an iPhone because I've got a Samsung Note 3 smartphone. Don't need an iPhone.
You could have gotten one pretty cheap in Ferguson, I think.
I should check Craigslist in Ferguson. I'm in St. Louis this weekend, so maybe I can, find a deal or two. So I needed to get an iPad mini to really check out this Robinhood thing, and I figured since Robinhood's free commissions, it'll take about 20 trades and my iPad's free. That's how I guess I looked at it. And anyway, I have a Samsung Tab, and now I have an iPad mini, so I'll give the wife one of them, and I'll keep one of them, and we can have our very own tablet each. But so Best Buy was going to have the iPad mini on sale. I was looking for the version 2 for like $239. Target was going to have it at regular price with a $100 gift card, so it was going to be $299. It was going to be $199 after a $100 gift card, so that was the best deal out there. And then Staples was $249. Well, I tried to get it on the both Best Buy website and through Target online, and there was no luck. They were gone before they probably had like 3 of them. They were gone, but Staples was still available, so I took Staples at $249. No, it was $239. Took Staples it was $239, $249. I took the Staples deal because it was the best one I could get, and then I said, well, if I find it cheaper, and it has Cyber Monday still to come. If I find it cheaper, then I'll just take it back to Staples and get a refund. But I didn't get it cheaper anywhere else. So Staples wound up being my Black Friday special. Not the greatest special, but still beat paying the Apple price at $299. So I got a little bit of a discount on it. And today I made my first Robinhood trade. And I took a little video of the trade. I took a little trade of FFIV. And so we'll show that here in a little bit. So what's going on with you? How was your Thanksgiving?
Pretty average, I guess. Did some family stuff, the normal turkey stuffing, cranberries. Other than that, watched a lot of football. Watched the Cowboy game, if you can so describe it as a game. And watched Missouri on Friday. And they will be in my neck of the woods on Saturday for the SEC championship game.
Yes.
Second year in a row. Of course, they had the good fortune of playing Alabama, the number 1 team in the country. So,
and that's why we call it Stock Jock and Roll, because we don't just talk stocks, we talk sports, and the roll is pretty much just life in general that we talk about. And I've got my Missouri shirt on right here. Here's my Missouri Tigers shirt on. So I'm in full support of them taking Alabama and knocking them off and not letting any SEC team get into the playoffs, possibly, if it were to happen.
Is Alabama going to get knocked out if they lose?
They very well could get knocked out if they lose. Matter of fact, that seems like that's been my tweet stream for like the last week and a half, how the SEC football just sucks. And, it's no better than, ACC football or something. That's kind of what you'd get from people. I'll just say it's jealousy.
I'm not really sure who outside of Florida State. They've got a few good teams, I guess, but you can't compare anybody to SEC. Wait, is Alabama in the West? I guess they are, right? Because Missouri's in the East.
Right.
It's one of those geographic anomalies, the way that baseball and the NFL do it too, with a lot of that.
Yeah, it's I'm not expecting Mizzou to beat Alabama, but
Rector said Alabama is basically favored by 14.
Oh yeah, 2 touchdowns.
I don't think that's. I don't think that's an outlandish prediction.
No, I mean
I hate to say it, but
I don't think anybody's going into it saying Mizzou's going to beat the #1 team in the country. When Mizzou, while having a great season at 10-2, everybody looks to their loss at Indiana at home, which really they played okay. To Indiana, they just quit playing in the fourth quarter like this was going to be a give me game. And
right.
It's just like trading. If you're not focused, you're going to get run over.
Yeah.
And that's what happened to him with Indiana. It was one of those teams where, you played to your competition's level, and that's what they did. They played to the competition level, and unfortunately, they ended up with a loss. Now, when they lost to Georgia, which is really their only loss in the SEC conference.
When they got smoked, what was that, 34-0?
It was 34-0. And Matty Mock just was, he was terrible that day. And Matty Mock was having some issues going into that. Remember, this is really his first year, and I think he got a little happy feet, and he got a little running out of the pocket, throwing a little sideways, threw some interceptions, and he wasn't on his game. And yeah. And again, related to trading, I was gone all last week on vacation, and I came back on Monday, and you're out of sync. After a week of not seeing the screens, it takes a little bit of time to kind of get back in sync and get a rhythm. Finally, Matty Mock has done that, and he's won the last 6 or 7 in a row, all to SEC teams. So, no, I don't expect them to win, but could they beat Alabama? It's always possible. They have a chance. They do it. If they get enough, they get the right turnovers. Alabama, maybe they come in a little not prepared. It's possible, but I wouldn't put my money on Missouri winning.
No, the beauty of that is you go into a game like that fully expecting Missouri to lose, and probably lose somewhat big. So if they at least make the game interesting, that's about good enough for me.
Yeah, I would agree with that. And then we got I don't know what's up with your Cowboys. I still have the Witten jersey hanging back here, but
I almost brought that up.
I'm tempted to take it down, and I will take the Witten jersey down if they do not beat the Bears. Then the Witten jersey will be coming down.
You might have to burn it live on the show if they don't beat the Bears.
Well, I may have to find like something to burn on the show, but I don't think I can burn a Witten jersey because he is one of my favorite players in the NFL.
That's a good point.
So
that's somewhat sacrilege. I'll tell you what we need to burn. What I might burn is some sage before next week, just in case.
Well, if they lose, we'll have to come up with something to burn live on the show for next week. I don't know where to be.
It might be Tony Romo or Jason Garrett.
I wonder if we can get a Tony Romo bobblehead. Can we like put some like explosives in it and blow it up or something? I don't know. I have to think about that. Hopefully you won't have to even worry about it. Hopefully they just go into Chicago and come out with a win. But if there's any Dallas traders in the chat room, I don't know how many people are members of Day Trading Radio in the chat room here are from Dallas. There's a few of you, but I'm looking to put together a little meetup tomorrow night for the Thursday night football game with the Cowboys and the Bears. So if you're around, send me a tweet to @ProlongWealth or hit me up in the chat room, and I'll let you know some of the details on that.
Well, speaking of the Dallas area, it's not just Dallas, right? Fort Worth too. So as long as we're on the football topic, how about the Horned Frogs, number 3?
Yeah, who'd they leapfrog? There was a lot of people thinking, well, is Baylor or TCU or gonna get that number 4 spot, and they just up and leapfrogged right to number 3 and left Baylor off, who they lost to.
Right, Florida State. That's who they jumped, I think.
Wow. Yeah, I think that really surprised a few people. So as long as so I guess they're playing in the Big 12 champion. No, they're not. See, that's what's even weird about it. They don't even play in the Big 12 championship because isn't it Baylor that's playing? Because I gotta look that up. Big 12 championship.
I think they're. Yeah.
Big 12.
I'm not sure they play Iowa State. TCU plays Iowa State this week. Iowa State is winless in the Big 12.
So Kansas State's going to be the winner from the North Division, which was the old division Missouri is from.
Right.
But who is from the Big 12 South Division? It's going to either be TCU or Baylor. Okay, so I guess they have games this weekend.
Right. Baylor's on top. Their record's tied.
Right.
But Baylor's got the head-to-head.
So so if TCU and Baylor, if they both win this weekend, then they'll finish with identical 8-1 records. Thus, Baylor would go to the Big 12 championship because they beat TCU. So if that happens this weekend, say they both win, you could have TCU ahead of Baylor, but Baylor's going to the Big 12 championship. That just seems odd to me. I don't know.
I think that the selection committee doesn't like their uniforms.
Well, then why is Oregon there? Because those are hideous uniforms. But you sure know who's on the field when you see them.
Yeah, there's no question about that. They look like they ought to be a marching band in the Macy's Thanksgiving Parade.
No kidding. No kidding. So, anyway, we'll see what happens this next few weeks with college football. And then, of course, we'll eventually have this 4-team playoff. And I'm assuming that teams 1 plays team 4, and then teams 2 and 3 play, and the winner of those 2 play each other.
Right. Yep, that's how it works. So, just to jump in here, Charlie, Hoover put something in the chat room, and I wondered about this. I was waiting for this to happen, but you saw the grand jury verdict in the situation in New York, right? We've already had all the stuff in our fabulous hometown of St. Louis, which I hesitate to attribute this to simply St. Louis because Ferguson is but one small suburb of St. Louis. But that whole thing spread. New York, I mean, we had people getting arrested down here in Atlanta. They were protesting down here, Chicago, New York, L.A. for the Michael Brown verdict. Then we had this verdict. I think it came out today, right? Hoover,
yeah,
I think
it was about 2 or 3 o'clock this afternoon when it came out.
Right, and he's saying that they have protests erupting in New York City.
Oh yeah.
And quite frankly, I'm surprised that it took this long. I thought that you would start seeing firestorm up there right about the time that was announced. So And you got to figure, look at what happened based on something that happened in Ferguson, Missouri. This is going on in New York. I mean, what does that kind of turn into?
Right. Well, New York was participating in the Michael Brown, protest too after that verdict came out. So they just, essentially continued on, I guess.
Well, that's speaking of price of oil, throwing gas on the fire. That's pretty much, yeah.
So there's a.
I'm wondering what impact that's going to have on the market, if any.
Well, I don't suspect it's going to have too much of an impact. If it seemed like if it was going to have an impact, it would have started with the Michael Brown stuff. But
I thought that too, but I think given that this is New York, this could get a lot bigger than that. Although I will say this, the New York police force is a lot different than the Ferguson police force. And they're, yeah.
Yeah, I don't think they're going to mess around. I have a little live feed from New York and the protests going on. Apparently they're on some highway walking down protesting. I'm looking through my news. It seems so far like everything is not out of control by any means. They're just protesting, so they're not doing anything. Well, they're not burning down the city, so that's good news. But I do see they're mobilizing, police in New York, and hopefully that gets itself under control. Yeah, there's a lot we could talk about on that, but when it comes to politics and items like this, I just try to stay clear.
Yeah, I'm the same way.
Because there's two sides of the issue. I see both sides of it, and so whatever I say doesn't really matter. Only thing I can say is just treat your fellow person with some respect and love and care, and do unto others as you would want them to do to you. That's about all I can say.
Hey, good night, RPM. Thanks for the help, as always. Yeah, reading through some of this, it looks to be a slight bit different than the Michael Brown incident. But yeah, we'll see. We'll see how that plays out. Hopefully, it doesn't get all kinds of crazy.
Yeah, thanks for pointing that out, Hoover. I knew about it today, but didn't know while we were getting ready for the show and stuff that it was starting to ramp up even more out there on the streets. So hopefully everyone, both protesters and the police departments, that stay safe tonight while that's going on. I'm going to pull up a chart here of FFIV, commonly known as F5 Networks, technology company. And this is what I traded today with the new Robinhood app. So I'm going to grab a couple videos here. And so I traded.
So what are these? What do these guys do in general, Charlie? I mean, tech, but like what branch of tech are they in, or what?
Well, you're the fundamentalist here. You're the fundamental guy. You should know what they do.
Well, I didn't know you were going to pull up FFIV.
Well,
I haven't looked at it.
I just have to go to my fundamental expert, and that would be you. I have no idea what they do. So let's just pull them up. F5 Networks. Developer and provider of application delivery services. Okay, that didn't tell me much. They have a software platform called TMOS, Traffic Management Operating System. Again, I I don't know what they do. No idea.
Let's see.
What they do. In May 2014, F5 Networks acquired DefenseNet. You know, some sort of software provider company doodad. But I like their chart, so I really didn't care what they sold. And I was looking for this breakout today, and took a trade to test the Robinhood app on it, because we got to figure out what we're going to do for 2015 with the Robinhood app. I think we're going to put together some kind of portfolio and put it out on the internet each week, what we're holding, what we're doing with it, you know, something like what Day Trader Rockstar does, or Wall Street Beam, or what a lot of people do with their portfolio. And I'm going to try doing it with Robinhood, since the commissions are free and it won't cost us anything, and we can trade small little positions as tests to see if certain things, certain swing trades set up and work. So if you have a small account, Robinhood can be an advantage to you without the commissions. To trade, you know, smaller share size, and not have to worry about, you know, a $9.95 commission to buy and a $9.95 commission to exit. When you're only trading, you know, maybe 10 to 100 shares or something. So I bought 2 shares today in my FFIV test. 2 shares, and scaled out of 1, and I'm holding a 1 share runner in FFIV as my test on this breakout. Let me grab the video here. Come on, Pooter. This is when you need a producer for a show that can already have all this stuff queued up, ready to go. So
Right.
if anybody out there would like to be a producer in 2015, we'd be more than happy to let you be a producer. All right, all photos. Okay. All right, so I've got the photos up here. So this is the app on the screen when it was when I first got it, which was, I think I logged in on Monday or Tuesday. Let's see, no. Oh, it came in. So I ordered it Friday. It landed on my door Monday afternoon, and I immediately got the iPad Mini out, charged it up, and I got logged in on Monday. I kind of played with it yesterday, see how it worked, and so I thought I'd try the test today. Now, with the Robinhood brokership, one of the issues right now is it's basically only application to be able to place trades through a broker. There's really no charting software in it whatsoever. You can't log on to a desktop platform, so you have to still use whatever charting platform you use. You still need to use that, and you just execute the trade right now through Robinhood, the broker. StockJocknRoll would suggest using NinjaTrader as your platform, because that's our preferred provider for trading. And so that's where most of our charts are all coming from, is from NinjaTrader. So you still need to keep your platform and your charts, but instead of executing it through that platform, you can execute it through the Robinhood broker. And so I was watching FFIB, and I was actually talking with Chili G in the room. Hey, Ned, speaking of Chili G, there he is.
Hey, Chili.
So Chili G and I have been looking at a few stocks, and he pointed out FFIV. So I pulled up the chart and said, "Wow, check this out. FFIV, you know, is an expensive stock, and a lot of people are afraid just to trade expensive stocks anyway. And so why not do a test with Robinhood? Also showing, it's not necessarily about, the cost of the stock. It's all about the percent gain. So if you, a 10% gain in a $100 stock is the same as a 10% gain in a $10 stock. It's all about the percent gain that you're going for. But since I can trade, just a few shares if I want and not have to worry about a commission charge, I thought hey, let's try. This looks like this thing's going to break out. And Chili G brought it to my attention, so I said, all right, let's play for this breakout. And so I decided to purchase a couple shares, and so I'm going to play the video now of the purchase. So let's see if we can get this to come up. Go full screen. So this is the Robinhood app. I've got my iPad mini. I'm trying to video with my phone in one hand and press on the other hand. And there's the stock. It was at 130.49 at the time. I put in 2 shares, and I wanted to make this a market order, and it's already market order, so I didn't have to change anything. So I just hit review. It says your order summary is ready to buy, and you just swipe up the app, and when you swipe up, it receives your order and purchase. So I purchased 2 shares. Total cost was $261.04, and my share price was $130.52. And so that was the purchase on the app, and kept watching FFIV, and sure enough, it did start to break out. And I said, all right, let's go ahead and put a market sell order out there at 130.70 to capture a scale off, and then it would allow me to hold my 1 share runner. So it doesn't matter, if you traded 100 shares of it or 1,000 shares of it, kind of use the same proportion. If you would have done 100 shares of it, I could have scaled out 50% of that and still had 50% as a runner. I could have scaled out, if you had 100 shares, you could have scaled out a 0.25%, scaled out 25 shares. Well, since I was only holding 2 shares, I really only had a choice if I wanted to scale, was to scale 50%. So that's what I did. So this was me putting in my limit order at 130.70. So I'm using the app, and I'm going in. I pull it up. I'm setting it for 1 share. I go sell. I change it to a limit sell, and I'm putting in 130.70. Reviewed it. It said okay. Sell the 1 share. Place your order, and you swipe. Swipe the bar up, and order received. And FFIV order was in place. So I had a limit order out there at 130.70 to sell. Let's see here. You heard Rockstar in the background because I had him on, and he was just coming back from lunch, I believe, during that time. So if I go to FFIV and I just break it down to like a 3-minute chart. So this is where I was getting in FFIV, looking for this break, and I had a sell up here at 130.70, which was right near the high. So I knew if we would get to the highs, it would probably break out. So I wanted to scale on the break here, and I got in somewhere right in here. And it did hit the 170, and it triggered that 1 sell order. So I am still holding 1 share of FFIB in the Robinhood platform. And so I think my first test today seems successful. Now I will start ramping up a few more shares with it and start testing what it is like on limit orders for buying and market orders, to seeing how well it does, between the bid-ask difference in some of these stocks, because there's some thought that pretty much this app's only going to be used by retail traders. Like there's no professional traders using Robinhood. And so there's some thought, are they going to get run over on their market orders? That's something I'm going to kind of test and see if I see anything, abnormal or weird that I don't get, going through, a normal retail broker like TD Ameritrade or something. So that was my little experience today with Robinhood. And it seemed to work out pretty well. And this here is the picture of the limit sell order. Let's see if I can make this bigger. Oops. Where's the picture? There's a way to...
I think it's disappearing a little bit.
What, are we going in and out?
Yeah, I think so. If you look RPM put.
Oh, Charlie is dropping packets. Oh, great. Well, so much for the speed test coming back. But anyway, this if we are still working, this is the F5 network. This was my screenshot where it filled at 130.70. My quantity, 1 share. Now the thing I don't like about it is that it takes 3 days for funds to settle. So even though I sold that share, it takes 3 days for it to go back into my account. That's not cool. But neither is, the program being down now. So, well, I thought our speed test was fixed, and the problem is not the download speed, Jeff. So, like our conversation back and forth, not much of a problem.
Right.
It's the upload speed. So it's taking the content that we're producing and uploading it to the live stream server. That upload speed is where my issue lies, and that's what seems to be causing the problem. Let me do a speed test here and see if it went back down. I imagine it did. Go back down. So I apologize to those who are watching tonight, or maybe watching for the first time. But I would, go ahead and if you go to the Day Trading Radio page there's a link for a 30-day free trial. And I can promise you, Day Trading Rockstar and his cohort RPM won't have these issues like I'm having tonight. If so, RPM will get them fixed. Looks like my upload speed, see, it's coming up to 2 or 3 now, so it's a little better, but I don't know what's going on with my upload. I've got some sort of packet loss going on, but anyway, use a 30-day free trial for Day Trading Radio, and there's a lot that you get that you don't see just by listening to our show. There's an amazing chat room going on. Matter of fact, right now in the chat room, there's RPM, there's Hoover, there's Chili G, where I got the FFIV,
you got Sonny, you got
there's our reactor in there. He was talking about the SEC in there. And they're all, Jimbo, they're all out here tonight, after hours, 9:50 p.m. Eastern time, talking stocks and ideas going back and forth. So you can't get this, anywhere else. These are some really dedicated people. And Day Trading Rockstar does it live for you during the day. There's a platform that you can log into, so you don't have to listen to the commercials, and the platform itself gives you much more information than you can even see. And there's a trade alert box in there. You can even you get to listen to Mr. Lan and Newsstream. There's a lot you can do, so check it out for a 30-day free trial. Give it a go.
Yeah, I would absolutely. If anybody that's listening that's not a member already, try it out for 30 days. You'll end up getting hooked because there's so much information. If you poke around here or there and go to some of the members, and I mean, Johnny and RPM have got so much stuff out there. I mean, they're seriously, I feel like I am giving an Oscar speech here or something, but there is so much information between the chat rooms. There's so much archived trading information, and even if whenever it's just after hours and some of Johnny's videos are playing, watch that stuff. I mean, you get great information out of that as far as setups and patterns and all that stuff. It's the amount of information on there is awesome.
Oh yeah, I've been on the site now for over 5 years, and it's hard to believe it's been that long. And I as long as Johnny's doing a show daily, I won't ever leave. So you just keep on learning, and there's people to learn from in the room. So it's not just learning from Johnny. There's a lot of other things to learn what's going on in here. All right, looks like I'm getting a tweet here. Now NYPD vehicle lit on fire in Brooklyn. So looks like there's some fires starting. Oh, there's some fires going on in Russia too. Apparently the press house in Chechnya, Russia, is in flames.
Wait, what? In Chechnya?
I guess that's how you pronounce it. That sounds more reasonable than what I said. Yeah, but apparently the
what are they burning stuff over there for?
well, they're mad too, I guess. Well, if they looked at the if they're holding anything in the Russian ETF and oil, you might understand what's going on. It may be a few unhappy campers over there. What is that Russian ETF? I've never traded it. People have been talking about it lately. RSX, I think. Let me see here. RSX. Let's go look at it. It's, it's like the emerging markets. It's been in the hole here. RSX. Market Vectors Russia ETF. Well, that actually doesn't look so bad. Matter of fact, the big volume bar came in it today. So maybe
I think you came back. The picture in I was hearing you pretty well. You get a little choppy every once in a while, but the picture's back. Seems to be okay, and the connection seems better now. So
yeah, it's apparently going up and down. So I don't know what the issue is. I guess I'll have to let them just come out and figure out what's going on with it. But yeah, Chechnya, or however you said it, is on fire too.
Chechnya?
Yeah, much better than what I did.
Where's the ruble?
No idea. Anywhere with the peso? Peso?
I don't know. I don't think I've ever pulled a chart up for the ruble.
I don't think I have either. Certainly know the euro is not happy. The euro is pretty much at its lows and probably going lower. The dollar is king right now. King dollar. Dollar holler. It's all about the dollar. Now I lost. What was I looking for? I lost my tweet deck. When I was doing the speed test, I must have lost my tweet deck. Nope, I moved my tweet deck. There it is. I don't know how I got over there. And apparently Abe is heading for the second landslide election win in Japan today. So we got politics.
Who is?
Abe. A-B-E. That's
Abe.
Abe. Or however that's pronounced in Japanese.
Who is Abe?
I don't know. But he's gonna win in a landslide in Japan. Oh. We got the ECB tomorrow going on. I'm kind of out of it now since I've got thrown off with our internet problem here trying to track it. Hoover says still a little breakup though. But we got an ECB announcement tomorrow. Usually it's a little market moving, definitely for the bonds.
So we talked about oil earlier. We had crude oil inventories announced today, and I hadn't seen this earlier, but that doesn't really look good.
Are we using less oil? Is the world using less oil? So those crude inventories, I don't know. Are they just U.S. inventories? Or are they what inventories do they put out? Because do they know what's going on in the OPEC inventories? I wouldn't think so.
No, I don't think so. I think that's U.S. But they were versus what was forecast, and actually, I mean that's like huge. I'm wondering if those numbers are right. I can't imagine we wouldn't have seen a different reaction to oil prices. Forecast was like, now I don't know, again, I'm not exactly sure how to read this. I don't know if this was what they expected to be the increase in inventories. It couldn't have been that. Because if you were looking at increase, even if forecast was 1.1 million, the actual was minus 3.7 million.
All right.
So I'm assuming that means we've tapped the inventories, and while we thought they were going to go up 1.1 million, I'm assuming that's barrels. They actually showed a drop of 3.7 million. That seems like a pretty big drop. But yet the price of oil doesn't really seem to have reflected that announcement. So
it's pretty much, like anything. It can be the sell the news, buy the news event. Who really knows?
Right.
It's like Amazon, on Black Monday. Let me pull up Amazon here on the charts. It's one of those things. Black Monday comes around. It's Cyber Monday. What do I call it? Black Monday. Cyber Monday. Cyber Monday comes around. Everybody gets excited. You think Amazon's going to be the stock to buy because it's Cyber Monday, and what happens? The rug gets pulled. And, Amazon was down like 3% on Monday. It was down almost 3% today. So like Amazon got hit, hard this last few days. So it's just, you just almost can't pay attention to news. For like the crude oil, you do need to know when news is coming. So you need to be prepared to watch price to see, what trade setup you're in. But to forecast where it's going, man, that's tough business.
well, the way I look at it is you don't necessarily trade on the news, right? You trade on the reaction of the news, and like you said, as long as you know when it's coming, it doesn't matter what it is, good or bad, right?
Right.
If you have your strategy set up, whether the market goes up or down, if you have your strategy tailored to react to either direction, you don't really care what the news is. You just care how the market reacts to the news, right? And so at that point, you just keep an eye on knowing when that's going to happen, and then you watch price movement. That goes back to the whole trade what you see, not what you know, right?
Yes, you're absolutely right. And it looks like we probably went down again because I'm seeing my internet connection lost, attempting to reconnect going on. So it feels like I'm just kind of spinning my wheels and nothing's happening. So I'm just going to put it in the chat room to these guys. So, hey guys, if you can hear me, I apologize. I don't know if you can hear me or not. And we're going up and down, but I'm sorry. This is something on my side. This is no reflection on Day Trading Radio on this stream. This is totally on my side. I'm having some sort of packet loss issue on upload speed through Time Warner, and I don't know what's going on, but
I think it's a Time Warner issue probably.
yeah, it is not on the day trading radio side. It is on my speed and my upload speed, and yeah, it's all me. So we at least got we did the show for an hour, and but it's no fun going in and out. We
don't want to get we got folks out there frustrated.
I'm sure I'll take another Robinhood trade before now and next Wednesday, and I guess I can go ahead and record that trade and play it again, play another trade when things are better. But I think we may have to just kind of call it a night. I'm gonna type it in the chat room. So I apologize, everybody who took time to come to the sit down and watch the show. Chili G, Hoover, anybody in the chat room, Jimbo who was out there, Reactor. Appreciate y'all taking some time tonight. Trung was out there earlier too. Top Gun, Maximilian was out there. Appreciate y'all coming to listen to the show. Looks like I got some kind of
Yeah, thanks guys. You have to love technology.
Got some kind of alert hit. Not sure what's going on, but anyway. We gave it an old try tonight, even though we were having an issue. See, right now I'm looking at my feed and it says attempting to reconnect. So I don't even think we're
live and broadcasting.
Yeah, I think we went down with oil.
We might have. We might have to buy a couple of extra hamsters for next week.
Hey, the Vok, thanks. If you can, if we got back on temporarily, thanks, the Vok. Sorry about the issue. Again, this is nothing on the day trading radio side. This is all me.
We'll be back and strong next week, though, folks.
Yes.
We're rolling into Christmas. And when do we get the Santa Claus rally usually? Black Friday time, or?
Well, it kind of changes from year to year, but typically, a lot of the rally, especially in the retails, and you can look at some of the retail names, rally well before the Christmas rally gets into place.
Right.
But typically, after the 15th, when things start to settle down and volume starts to go down, once the volume starts to go down, it tends to lean toward higher prices when the volume is light. So definitely the week before Christmas and the week of Christmas, you tend to see a seasonal move higher during that Christmas Santa Claus rally.
Right.
Ideally, it'd be, great to have a couple weeks of pullback before that, but, who knows if we're going to get it or not. Given today's action, doesn't spell that, but, think ACB announcements tomorrow. We got jobs, things can still change. While we had a nice turnaround today for Monday and Tuesday, it's still, you have to wait till the close on Friday to see what happens to that weekly candle, and things can still change on us in a blink of a dime. So while we had 52 highs today and all is well, there's nothing that says we're going to sell off and roll over. But you got to keep looking for that. And certainly look, if we get another close below the 8-day EMA like we did yesterday, that may spell a second close below, may spell for a little move down. But I really keep watching that 8 EMA and making sure that we stay above it. And we close,
Right.
Anytime we're above that 8 and 21, kind of have that long bias period. We get a close behind under the 8, you start to get worried, and a close below the 21, you start to play very defensive. But it's not time to play defensive just yet. Doesn't mean go all in long. There are still lots of things performing out there. The banks are still holding up well. Some things aren't, but Jimbo says close the torrent down. Now, Jimbo, I would never use torrent. Come on now. Never would I do such a thing. So,
yeah, we have 2 FOMC speakers tomorrow, Mester and Brainerd. So we'll see how that holds up. What's the deal with okay, so we have the Spanish and the French 10-year bond auction. What time do they come out? Tentative. They're tentative.
Well, you know how they do things over there. They have these weird lunch hours, and they got no idea when they may be doing it out on the streets during any time of day.
Right. Somebody's probably got their iPad sitting in a pub somewhere at lunchtime, and they're gonna tweet the announcement or something. Whenever they get around to it, it's tentative.
Yeah.
Nothing like a little uncertainty. I don't know how much the Spanish or French bond auctions impact the market, but I think they'd have a little bit to do maybe with it when you're talking about 10-year bonds. But
right.
You don't even have a target time. Tentative. Maybe we'll announce it at 6 a.m. It might be 3 p.m. though.
Well, there's one good thing is that I believe we've been recording this whole at least show to this point. So tomorrow I'll wrap it up and throw it out on YouTube, and we can at least get it out there if anybody wants to take another look at a little bit of the Robinhood app, and they can have a chance to see what it was about. And I'd like to go ahead and announce we're going to have some kind of contest, some kind of end of year contest. I have at least one Robinhood invitation that I can give out that would get somebody into Robinhood ASAP, and they won't have to wait for the 6 million people that are in line ahead of them. So I don't know, Jeff. I was talking with RPM earlier. We were thinking maybe what is the SPX at the end of the year, December 31st, and whoever has the closest guess to it, would win the invitation to the Robinhood free commission broker.
Not a bad idea.
So I need to think about this over the next couple of days and figure out, well, how do we get people to, put their, SPX choice in of their number for the close on December 31st. Right now, the SPX is sitting at 2,074 and 33 cents. Will we be at 2,100? Will we be below 2,000? I'm sure that we'll get some guesses in that range, somewhere between 2,000 and 2,100.
Get your slide rules and protractors out and start working on some charts. Yeah, we should just banter about offline over the next week, and I say we come up with a plan for that. Maybe get some input from RPM, some more input, and I don't know, maybe even Johnny. And next week on the show, once Time Warner has figured out their cluster stuff.
Johnny can certainly help us because he used to do a Friday close. What's the Friday close SPX, and you spin the wheel and you were going to win like a free month subscription, or win a Day Trading Radio hat or T-shirt or something. So
right.
he's got the capabilities to have some kind of contest. So we may piggyback on whatever his capabilities are and let people put their picks in who would want a Robinhood broker. If you don't want, Robinhood is your broker, you don't want to give it a try, then there's, no need to put your pick in. But if you'd like to try the free commission broker that has no minimum account to get in, then you would put your SPX pick in.
Yeah, you can put $30 in there and trade pink sheets, right?
No, you can't trade pink sheets, unfortunately. They don't have the penny stocks in there or anything like that. It's just,
okay.
No futures either with Robinhood broker, no forex or anything. Just your standard old mill regular stocks. So we'll just go ahead and call it an evening. I will play the closing mantra. And I'd also like to say, I haven't seen Trevor in the room tonight, but Trevor is working on some really cool videos for us. And I got to take a look at them today for the first time and love it. Cool stuff, Trevor. If you're out there, I'm going to send you a little email here, but cool stuff, man. Pretty neat. So
yeah, I haven't looked at that. I'm actually, once we jump off the air, I'm gonna look. I didn't get a chance to look at that link you sent me earlier. I'm like really interested in seeing what that.
Yeah, it's just one of them that he's done. But anyway, appreciate it, Trevor. It's great to be planning for 2015. It's right around the corner. Hard to believe we're saying 2015, but 2015 for Stock Jock and Roll is just going to get bigger. Don't know where it's going to take us, but we will just keep figuring out how to get the word out there.
Yeah, Rico, we did record it. It's Charlie will put it out there. Unfortunately, we have to cut it short because of thanks to Time Warner, basically. So, but we definitely recorded it. Charlie will put it out there.
Okay, I just typed in the chat room. Yeah, we did record it, and we'll get it out there on YouTube. And this won't be the last of the Robinhood. I'll do some more videos on the Robinhood, and I'm actually going to do a full review on it, looking at all the screenshots and things like that, so you can see it. So, all right, Jeff. Sorry, bud, for calling it a night, but I think it's the best thing to do.
Hey, it's not your fault. It's when technology bites you, when Time Warner bites you, you can't do a whole lot about it. And so, yeah.
So, go Mizzou. That's
go Mizzou.
What I'll be cheering for on Saturday, and go Horned Frogs. And we'll catch you all next Wednesday night, same time, same place, 9 p.m. Eastern time. Hopefully without packet loss issues. So, y'all have a good night, and we will talk to you next week.
We will be here live and in drive. You guys have a good trading day.
What was that?
Nice work, people. Well done. Very solid work.
Another day, another opportunity to impress everyone.
Well, guys, I think we've all learned a valuable lesson here today.
And another adventure draws to a close.
When I say good, you say bye. Good.
Welcome home. You're listening to the best non-professional advice show on the planet. On your home for overnight low-back session. This is the Stock Jock and Roll Show on daytradingradio.com.
This is your wake-up call, pal.